What's up guys, it's Project back with another Elden Ring video, and today patch 1.05 has dropped, so make sure to update the game in order to get the new fixes. That is basically what the patch is about, bug fixes mostly. However, there are some key notables worth mentioning that I'll cover, but unfortunately this isn't the big patch we were all hoping for. You know, BHS nerf, Rivers nerf, fingerprint shield nerf, all that annoying stuff is still intact, so From Software doesn't care too much about the PvP scene apparently. But there is one amazing PvE change this update, which is now the Bell Maiden Husk will carry over all your minor bells and such when you transition to New Game Plus. Before this patch, they would reset once you go to New Game Plus, forcing you to collect them all over again from the various dungeons and bosses in order to buy those upgrade stones or spirit summon materials again. But now, all of that will carry over once, which is a really awesome change, especially for people that kind of hung back on New Game just so they can buy the infinite upgrade materials for PvP or messing with builds. And now you can just go to New Game Plus if you wanted to without any trouble. So very welcome change. And I guess the other notable is that summon signs now make a little sound when they appear. Cool, I guess. Now you can just alt-tab away from the game on PC and just use your ears to know when your buddy's sign goes up. Also, for PC exclusively, we now have a back to desktop option in the Quit menu tab, which means you can just close the game from here rather than returning all the way to the title and then have to close it again. So very nice comfy change for the PC master race. And the rest is all quote-unquote bug fixes. Most are just kind of the usual things you see, so I'll link the patch notes in the description below so you can read through them if you wanted to, but some are pretty big changes which I'm going to show you now. First off, spell animation cancel is fixed. Before 1.05 we can hasten the animation speed of Hone Bolt or Magma Breath or even some of the mage spells I believe after using Swift Pebble or Bestial Sling. Well, that was a bug apparently and has been fixed, so no more instant home bolts, no more instant pool of magma from Theodoric's breath. That is gone now, so a slight nerf to faith builds and potentially mages as well. The Warcry bug speedrunners use with Bloody Hellas or the Great Epi is now fixed. This was used to change the animation of the rapier to Katana's R2 and did huge damage for some reason, but now when you Warcry, the buff will disappear when you two-hand the other weapon, effectively removing that animation, so now you can't do that trick. RIP speedrunners. Pulley crossbow bug is also fixed. Having certain spells like Blood Flame on your right-hand weapon or even some item effects made its bolts apply those effects to enemies even if the bolts themselves didn't have those kind of effects. People usually abuse this with sleep or bleed, so that is now fixed and potentially a nerf to those kind of strats. And perhaps the biggest and most annoying one for PvPers is that apparently Ice Spear hitting shield turtles was a bug and is now patched to not do so. So in other words, they can now block the hit again. This is actually a huge buff to fingerprint shield and the like, as many invaders or PvPers would use Ice Spear to deal with these Ninja Turtles after 1.04, and well, now you lose that option against a very strong and some would call cheap setup. So yeah, this is not good for PvP and will make these matchups annoying again. Seppuku potentially got an AR nerf, which I don't have a before and after comparison, but it seems to be adjusted in certain circumstances apparently. And last notable, I suppose, is Waves of Darkness. The swing hit after using the big, gravity things now has a hitbox, so it actually deals damage now, because before it didn't deal damage, which is a pretty big buff since the skill was pretty good before, and now you get even more damage on top, so a welcome fix. And yeah, you can read the rest of the notes yourselves. I'll link them in the description or the pinned comment, and let me know what you guys think of the notes down below in the comments. Multiplayer stability from this patch was supposedly made better. I heard PC had bad connection since 1.04, causing other PvPers to kind of switch to consoles. Maybe that's what I experienced last time, that kind of made me not want to play, but hopefully they made the experience better. But then again, From is still ignoring the PvP community's cries for changes, which are only for about a handful of things, and they just keep ignoring us. So I guess it doesn't help too much now that the game has lost kind of steam for activity, now that people kind of have their fill of the game, they're kind of tired of PvE, they're frustrated with PvP, and are probably going to move on to other games like I will for Sunbreak, for example, coming out the end of the month, with an event being held later today at 6 p.m. Eastern Time for more updates on the monster roster. So really looking forward to that, but that is it for me. I do have some good news. I have finally moved. It went mostly smooth, but the bad news is that the internet here is more or less the same, so streams will still be hit or miss, but there's going to be lots of games on the horizon I will cover, so you guys will still get videos from me as usual. And man, 2022, 2023, they're looking like good years for gaming, am I right? And even the Neo team is even making a new game called Wulong, so pretty stoked for that, Chinese mythology, but with probably Team Ninja's combat. So despite all the space games that were revealed, there's still really cool action games in the near future to enjoy. So let me know what games you guys are looking forward to after seeing all the latest press conferences as well. You know, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Street Fighter 6, Callisto Protocol, Xena Zero something, Genshin thingy, Starfield, question mark, Todd Howard. I do expect an Elden Ring DLC announcement or release at the end of the year, so we're not done with Elden Ring for sure, but there's tons of games being announced, so probably gonna take a break from Elden Ring. But yeah, I'm yapping too much. Enjoy the patch, guys, and subscribe for more Elden Ring epicness.